In this video, I'm going to show you how to take and make a loft from the lower holes for the valves up to a port on, like so, two coming up to a single port on the side. Just to show you how I got to this point, if you look over here, I'm going to hit finish sketch. You can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 extrusions, and then I have 1, 2, 3 sketches. So here's how I started. I used the block that I had, and I just created a sketch across here and projected the cut edges, copied this to a new sketch on here that I made this little extrusion at the bottom, and then I extruded up from there to here. So it doesn't really matter what I extruded. I may cut that back down a little bit just to kind of give myself a little bit less space at the top that I need. I don't need this giant thing sticking up here, so I'll cut it back down just to make some space here. But the next thing I did was I created all 4 of these, and if you notice, my intake is going to be bigger than my exhaust, so I made this like 1.25 inches, and I made these 1 inch. The expanded gas coming in, and then once it explodes, it has less volume coming out because it's all compressed and turned into a hot gas, so it flows better through smaller spaces. So you don't have to do it that way, that's just the right way to do it. So then what I did next is I created another little cut hole in here to give myself a flat surface to work here and a flat surface to work here and all that jazz. So you can add more details to it later, but this is a good way to get started. So the next thing I did was I created a sketch here. I projected the geometry of just this hole and this hole only. I did the same thing for this hole and this hole. And just to show you what I mean is I'm just going to delete this real quick. I'm going to create a sketch here, go to project geometry, and then boop, and then that's it. So I can't just do a loft between here and here. There has to be 2 more things to make a smooth transition. So this is the hard part to see what I'm about to do. I'm going to take and I'm going to drag up a plane. So I'm going to bring this plane for me 0.25 off of the surface going inward. So I'm going to say negative. Okay, so it comes up. It's hard to see where this is, but it's actually above this surface. And when I hit check, you'll see that if I hit F7, it slices it inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to project the geometry of this again, so I have it on an interior surface. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to drag this in, and I'm going to go negative 0.25, and I'm going to do the exact same thing where I'm going to project this geometry. Okay? So if I hit F7, it's kind of hard to see this, but I have a surface here, and then when I hit F7, I have a surface that's 0.25 inches inside that also has that piece. So then when I go to loft, this might actually be easier to see if I make this, let's make it clear. Let's make it clear blue. Let's do that again. Clear blue. So now you can see that I've got, that's a lot easier to see. So you can see I've got a surface here and a surface inside, surface inside, surface inside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up to Loft, and I'm going to select, I need to select this, 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 and this. And it creates, when I go to cut, it will create a cutout inside of there. And it might even be better if I switch this back to this way. When I do my loft, I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then that way you can kind of see a little bit better. It's coming off to an angle. I'm going to hit cut and hit OK. And then there is my hole. Okay? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. I'm going to bring this up 0.25. I'm going to say project geometry of this. I'm going to do the same thing, so I don't have to do it a second time because this is already here. So I'm going to say finish sketch. I'm going to make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to turn the visibility of these off. And then in my loft, I'm going to turn these back on. And what's important is you understand that coming out to the end, this one, it doesn't show up. So keep an eye on this line, and I'll show you what I mean when I come up here. So I'm going to go to Loft again. I'm going to choose this, the one that's a little bit higher than that, this. I'm going to choose this, and then if it doesn't allow you to select this line, sometimes it doesn't if you make this whole rectangular, is to come up and choose this one. Boop, just like that. And if you make a mistake, you can always come back and delete it. And you can choose, you know, like if you choose the wrong one, it'll mess it up or whatever, but you can always delete it and add the correct one. Come on. See how it doesn't select that? I want this. Oh. I deleted the wrong one. That one. To that one. There we go. And then we'll go to cut again. And then this time, you'll see that 2 holes, 1 hole up there, and it makes a smooth transition between the 2 holes. Sometimes, if you get lucky, you can also fillet this. You'll never know what, you know, but you'll never know when you go to create it. It's just for you, not for anybody else. And that's it.